Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Commerce Divine. Today we are going to learn about higher education, that is Unit 10 under Paper 1. In that we are learning about evaluation of learning and research. First and foremost, we'll go through the meaning of education. A process of development. Education is called as a process of development. How the education is a process of development? Let me see. The passage of time, the lifetime of a human being from his childhood until he get a maturity about the society. He'll go through those process and adopts his physical changes and social environment changes and spiritual environment changes through education. So another thing was education must focus on total and optimal development of human resources for time to time. So it means education should have focus on how to utilize the human resources in a society for time to time. So next we are learning about uh, how the education, the word derived from the Latin word. We have a three Latin words: educatum. Educatum means to train, to act of teaching of training. Educare is to lead, to take initiative, to draw out. Educare, to bring up, to raise, to educate people. So the next thing was it is a process of development, a continuous process of continuous development. It is a process of development, also a continuous process of development. So many scholars defined education in many ways. Now we can see a Forbill. Forbill said that education is a process where child makes his internal and external thoughts in education. So Gandhi says, according to him, an all-round drawing out of the best in child and man body and mind and soul. So, according to Vivekananda, education is a manifestation of perfection already reached in a man. It is already presented in individuals. So, he's saying that manifestation of perfection which is already there in men. Rabindranath Tagore said, education means to enable child to find out ultimate truth, making truth its own and giving expression to it. Here, child find out the ultimate truth and making truth of its own and giving expression to it. Next is education structure. Education structure have nine education structures. First one was preschool. Preschool is not compulsory and it is called as Montessori system, especially popular as preschool level. Okay, in Montessori system, the child learn what the child want to learn, like it's a natural way, like child is fond of colors, shapes and all those things. Child will learn here. So Montessori is invented by Maria Montessori. She is an Italian physician, educator, innovator. She opened first Montessori school in Rome, that is on Jan 6th 1907. Gujiabai, who started Montessori school in India in 1936. Okay, next is private play school. Private play schools caters children between 18 months to 3 years. The first private play school in India was Shamrock in 1989. Kindergarten. Kindergarten in Kannada it is known as Shishu Vihara. It is also known as preschool education approach started in 18th century for the 4 to 6 years children to prepare for a primary school. The founder was Forbill, was one of the most influenced founder of kindergarten in 1840. So next was, we all know the primary school, that is from 1 to 5th, 6 to 10 years kids, and next one was middle school, that is 5th to 8th, for the age of 11 to 14. Next was secondary school, that is for 9 to 10 students from the age of 14 to 16 years. Next one is higher secondary, that is for first PUC and second PUC. Here student have a choice of academic and focused area. They can select what they need and they can evaluate what is their focus area and select the subject and get education on that. So next, after promoting in higher secondary, student will join UG, that is degree, that is 3-year degree. Specialized courses are given like medicine, I mean MBBS, engineering, as long some degrees are 4 years and some degrees are 3 years, like basic degree like BA, BCom, BSc are the 3 years, or BBA, any other stream, it is 3 years. Medicine and engineering was a bit prolonged one. So next, after UG, student will join higher education, that is PG. This is the highest education and master degree. After this, many people join jobs and start earning. Here, according to 2009 RTA RTE, Right to Education Act came to force, where they say schooling is free and compulsory for all the children from the age of 6 to 14. So, before going to types of school, um, the first school in India was established in 1715, George Anglo School in Chennai Nagar, Chennai. Make a note of it. And next, types of school. Types of school under this public government school, which is funded by the government with a simple and education and facilities was provided for the students. Next was international school. International schools, where it differs from private school, is they avail the ICIC syllabus and CBSE syllabus for the students. In that, they read international school in all major cities. They are attending by expat and Indian children. So next one is national open schools. This is provided education for higher secondary level. That is from first PUC and second PUC for those the children who are interrupted and being unable to get a complete formal education. Who are outside the complete formal education can go to the national open school from higher secondary level. So next one is special needs school, providing non-formal education and occasional training for children with disabilities. Disabilities like locomotive disabilities, deaf and deaf, and blind students, and many other disabilities. That category comes. So next one was the school system. Yeah, see how the school system is going to work. Who is the controller of the school system? National Council of Education Research and Training, which is NCRT, prepares your curriculum and framework. In the same way, State Council for Education Research and Training bodies that essential purpose of educational strategies, curriculum, and pedagogical schemes and evaluation methods to the state departments of education. Sometimes they both work in a collab. So we have another one, CAB, which is a Central Advisory Board for Education. They play the lead role in evaluation and monitoring of education policies and programs in country, which is one of the important advisory board. So next we are coming to the types of education. Types of education is formal, non-formal, and informal. In that, let me check what is the meaning of formal education. Formal education is a full-time educational pathway which now you go to the school. It is a constructed way. The school starts from 9:30 and ends at 4:30 or 3:30 or 5 o'clock. It is structured and planned. You have your timetable. You have a timetable according to your subjects. So you have a leisure time also, lunch time. So it is structured and well planned. That examples for formal education were schools, colleges, and university. As a result of that, you will get a diploma and degrees. Okay, next was non-formal education. Non-formal education is like outside the formal education, you get a complementary learning like some courses, workshops like yoga and learning music, like horse riding. In your campus only, you will get those complementary learning activities, which is structured and planned. So it is conveyed through courses, workshops, seminars, and training. In the result, you will get skills and capabilities. And informal education is deliberate and self-directed learning. It is your thought of getting into this is your self-motivated activity. When you feel like learning guitar, learning piano, learning some other extracurricular activities apart from your schools, colleges, and everything. So if this was unstructured and spontaneous and self-motive, you can learn anywhere, and it as a result of that, you'll get a personal development and self-fulfillment. Okay. So formal education takes place in educational institution. It needs qualification. For example, if you want to join for a degree college, you need to have your PUC score. So here they are saying you need a qualification. For non-formal education, it is an extracurricular training. No certification was needed, because no formal education happens in a structured manner, where non-formal is outside the classroom. So it is denoted as extracurricular training, which doesn't need any certification. So informal education is a location every day in life, in a group or some other private place. You will learn informally, like playing piano, dance, and playing guitar, like all those things. It doesn't name any qualification. Next one. Okay. This is another slide regarding formal, non-formal, and informal education. Where in a formal education, they are planned and structured, as I told, and also educational provision, which is also known as compulsory schooling. Yeah, according to the RTE, from 6 to 14 years, kids should be compulsory education and compulsory schooling from first year to primary education and end of the secondary education and university. Whereas non-formal education is out of your formal education sphere, compulsory schooling, but where the education is planned and teaching learning activities, where it is an example of sporting in a leisure period. So informal education, as I said, it is outside of everything. Outside of your schools and colleges, you will learn informal education. Okay. Next was education as a process. Education is a process. Education is a tripolar process. Yeah. See how education is a tripolar process. Teacher, student, and content. Are the tripolar means three polar process: teacher, student, and content. Where student get into the institution and get a training through the content and get output as your academic result. So education is also an interactive process, interactive between the students and teachers via content, which is also mutually exclusive. See, here students, teachers, and contents are mutually exclusive. Education is a continuous process. After your PUC, you will join degree. Degree afterwards, you will do higher education. So it is a continuous process, and they are telling education is a progressive process. Progressive process because after your PUC, you will join degree. On the basis of your PUC marks, you will join degree to learn higher advanced education. So tripolar and interactive process, which instruction intervention between the in the desired behavior change in the student. Every teaching and education is a desired change, desired behavioral change in student, which is a very important point. Sometimes it is asked in a MCQ. So next one is how India and educations are related. In India, education in ancient times is not new. We have many histories. So we can see our inscriptions, stones, and copper and palm leaves records on the temples. In later days, it indicates not only a general knowledge but also common use of art of writing. And in the system of education at ancient time, first we encounter the Vedas, and it is also called as Vedic system of education, which insisted the code of conduct for both the students and insisted the code of conduct, where teachers are selected by the students, and students go to the teacher place and uh, gain the knowledge and take the education. Child, see here they are telling child was leave in his teachers as a member of family and serve him in every way. At last means at the close of his student life, the teacher would take advice from the teacher would advise the student that speak truth, practice virtue, don't neglect your studies, make a handsome present to the teacher, means bring good name to the teacher, don't cut off your line of progeny. Don't cut off your line of progeny means the what you learn from here, convey to your coming generation and preserve the thing and transmit to the next generation. And the next one was higher education. Higher education provides the people with the opportunity to reflect on the critical social, economical, cultural, and moral spiritual issue faced by humanity. How the humanity in human society, we are facing different and various problems. So which is also reflect in critical way, social, economical, cultural, where we had an opportunity to have facing those issues, we need higher education. So it is a contribution. What they're saying is, higher education is a contribution for national development through dissemination of specialized knowledge. Specialized knowledge is a particular knowledge on specific subject that you are learned, and the skills helps to solve the problems in the society. So you need higher education. So this higher education is considered as a critical factor for your survival in the society. So, what is the key role of higher education? Key role of higher education is producing teachers for educational system. Very important. Higher education is a key element. Demographic dividend. Where the demographic dividend refers to the geographical area where the humans are living. There, the human resources are well utilized for the education from the age group of 15 to 59. So it is very important to have a higher education. So here in higher education they are saying about the formal education. Before only we learned about the formal education system, which is categorized into three groups, namely primary, secondary and tertiary education. In tertiary education is a wider thing. In tertiary education we have two things. One was higher education and vocational learning. So next was, this is a chart of education system in India. First was elementary education. Elementary education contains primary education, that is 1 to 5th, as I said, and upper primary from 6th to 8th, and secondary education is secondary class from 9th and 10th, and this is senior secondary is first PUC and second PUC, and tertiary contains two branches, as I said in the last slide, higher education and vocational education training. In higher education, general and professional. General thing was like you learn, you go to the first PUC and you will take science, and further in degree, in degree you can do BSc or something which is related to science you can take. So as same as the commerce and art, but here professional, for professional in PUC, the some peoples of science write JEE and other common entrance tests to get into those professional educations like engineering, medicine and architecture. So apart from that, it is vocational education and training. Under this, it is traditional. This is the first and foremost traditional vocational training existing in India. That is ITI, ITC and polytechnic courses, IT and other computer courses. So after that, the new and emerging thing, vocational training came into existence. As of now, you can say digital marketing is one of the emerging thing, and AI, artificial intelligence, is also one of the emerging thing, and data networking, all those IoT, those are the emerging vocational education courses that are provided by many of the workshops like that. They used to give 1 year courses, 2 year courses. So like that, even travel and tourism, aviation, hospitality and retail. So what are the history of Indian education? How the Indian education evolved in ancient times? Let us know. Education in ancient India was 5000 BC to 650 AD. That is a Vedic education. Here we are learning, in this class we are learning only on Vedic education. Full description on Vedic education. Next was Brahminic education, Buddhist education, and education in middle period, that is 650 AD to 1700 AD, where we learn how in the middle age Hindus get education and Muslims get education. Education in modern period is before independence, that is 1700 AD to till now, that is from now NEP 2020, that is after independence. Coming to next slide. Okay, this is introduction to the Vedic education. What is Vedic education? In Indian, contrary to many other nations, we have not borrowed education from Western thing. So Western ಇಂದ ನಾವು education ನ borrow ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. Instead of, we have our own tradition, a glorious history in area of Vedic period. Vedic period ಇಂದಾನೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಒಳ್ಳೆ history ಇದೆ for education ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. India has been best owned upon the blessings of knowledge. In fact, we faced perfect education in Vedic age and Buddhist period. So they're telling that we have a very good education system in Vedic period and Buddhist period. In ancient India, Vedas is a source of Indian philosophy, where Vedas is called as knowledge. So how the Vedic system during the Vedic period have four branches, that is Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, and Atharvaveda, where in past learning you have gone through this thing in your social studies when you are in school. The education in Vedic period. The student life in Vedic period begin in Upanayan ceremony. Upanayan ceremony for a individual. This is performed for 3 days, and the student chooses the teacher called as Acharya. The student take an initiative and chooses his teacher, and it is the teacher called as Acharya or Guru. The place of learning is called Gurukula, because this after Upanayan ceremony, uh, the student chooses his Guru, and he'll go and be in his Guru's home for learning. After Upanayan ceremony, the student called Brahmacharya, or he follows the Brahmacharya. See, they are saying here, home of the teacher or Acharya was the center of learning for the student, which was situated in natural surrounding. So the age limit of Upanayana was 8, 11 and 12. 8 for Brahmins, 11 years for Kshatriyas and 12 years for Vaishyas. So here is a picture of Upanayana ceremony. You can see. This is a process. It is like a festival. They do for 3 days. So here, but the learning process is dominated by Brahmin at the time of Vedic period. Later on, the time passes, they have allowed for educating Kshatriyas and Vaishyas for 11 years for Kshatriyas and 12 years for Vaishyas. So Shudras are not allowed to for education. So they are out of education. So, what are the characteristics of education, Vedic education? Vedic education is one of the oldest world literature, and Rigveda is a mirror of ancient Indian culture and civilization. Very important. Rigveda is a mirror of ancient Indian culture and civilization. So, it is a suitable age of education was one of the characteristics, and perfect education is one of the characteristics. And the main aim of this Vedic education to have a mukti, and here they say liberate the soul from worldly bondages. So you need to get a mukti, which is a main aim of Vedic education, and equal rights to the education for all. Ideal of teaching, education standards in family, equal opportunity to gain education. Sanskrit is a medium of instruction in Vedic period education. Very, very important. Sometimes they'll ask the question, what is a medium of instruction that is the teacher caters to the students in Vedic period? The answer is Sanskrit. So next, what are the aims of Vedic education? We can see the character formation of the student is very important at that time, and all-round development of the student is very important. Intellectual development and spiritual development, because spiritual development is here for they used to teach mantras and all Vedas and all cultural things to the students. So spiritual development is very important, and also intellectual development is very important, and also they prepare for leaving after their schooling, how they want to live. It is prepared for living. So later on they say preserve the culture, transmit a culture to the coming generation. Next slide. Yeah. What are the curriculum that we go through in Vedic literature is the history study, story of heroic lives, discourse on Puranas, also form the part of syllabus. Students has necessarily to obtain the knowledge of metrics. Arithmetics were supplemented by the knowledge of geometry. So all those things are taught to the students. Students were given knowledge for four Vedas, as I said, Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, and Atharvana Veda. The syllabus with in it is compassed with it's encompass such subjects ಯಾವ್ದು ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ spiritual as well as materialistic knowledge ಕೊಡುವಂತ subjects ಇರ್ತಿತ್ತು. So Vedas grammar, arithmetic knowledge of God, arithmetic other arithmetic subjects ಇರ್ತಿತ್ತು, knowledge of absolute ಇರ್ತಿತ್ತು, knowledge of ghost, astronomy, logic, philosophy, ethics, conduct. So ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ richness of syllabus is responsible for creation of Brahmin literature in the period. ಸೊ ಹೇಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ವೇದಿಕ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? ಮೆಥಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಏನಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಮೆಥಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ವಾಸ್ ಶ್ರವಣ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲಿಸನಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ಮನನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ the topic what they are conveying, it is a process of deliberation and reflection on the topic, how you take the topic, in what perspective you learn the topic ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ತಗೊಳುತ್ತೆ, ಹೌ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು. ನಿಧ್ಯಾಸನ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್. ಹಿಯರ್ ನಿಧ್ಯಾಸನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಹೂ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಟ್ರೂತ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಯಲೈಸ್ಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಟೆಂಡೆಡ್, it considered indispensable for realization of supreme reality. Meditation is as ಆಗೋದು ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರಿಯಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ರಿಯಾಲಿಟಿ. ಇನ್ ಏನ್ಷಿಯಂಟ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ was learning shruti. Shruti ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ಸಾರಿ, ಏನ್ಷಿಯಂಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ವಾಸ್ ಲಿಸನಿಂಗ್. ಬರೀ ಕೇಳೋದು. ಕೇಳೋದು ಇಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ರಾಮಿನೆಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ perception was direct method of learning. ಸೊ ಇದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಡ್ಯಾಶ್ ವಾಸ್ ಅ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಏಷಿಯನ್ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಪರ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್. ಲೆಕ್ಚರ್, ಡೈಲಾಗ್, ಡಿಬೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದೆಮ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ಸ್ ನಡೀತಿತ್ತು, ಡಿಬೇಟ್ ನಡೀತಿತ್ತು. ಡೈಲಾಗ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ those things are teach it to the students, and question and answers orally naditittu, were adopted in the method of teaching. And we go to the next slide. ಸೊ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ ಹೇಗಿತ್ತು, ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನಲ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇನ್ ವೇದಿಕ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್. ವೇದಿಕ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಗುರುಕುಲ್ is a house where it is situated in natural surrounding, away from the noise and bustles of cities. ಗಿಜಿಬಿಜಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಸಿಟೀಸ್ ಇಂದ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಇರ್ತಿತ್ತು ಗುರುಕುಲ್ಸು. Parents send their children when there is 5 year to 9 years old according to their caste after celebrating Upanayan Sanskar. So students live under the roof of Guru, under the direct provision of their Guru. So Gurukul was a name indicates the family of the teacher and his residence, where students used to stay during the period of education. Gradually, the Gurukul was extended into the number of buildings. How the institution was built up around the family of teachers. Primary duty of student is to serve teachers and his family. The students were like son of the teachers. The whole institution lived like a family. And next, what are the roles of teacher? How the teachers are getting prominent place in the Gurukul. Guru enjoyed the prominent place not only in Gurukul but also in a society. He was regarding great guide for all. He is treated as a parent of a student because the children has come out of house and learning in Guru's house. So he is a parent. He was treated as a parent for the students, and the students are showered of love and affection, used to teach whatever he knew before doing. Always they do the test of deservingness of the student, whether he is deserving to learn the things or not. The Guru is to give a test. So after that, the students are free for discussion point with his Guru. He is more respected than king in society. At that time, he has a more respect than king in society. The Guru was regarding Rishi or Acharya, one who practices what he professes. So this is this word is regarding professor. You people are upcoming professors. So this is ancient India uses those professors. Professors is a term. The Guru was given this significant place because without him we can't attain a knowledge. Now also the teaching is a noble profession. So in ancient times it is a culture. It is our culture to respect the teachers. Here they are saying the Guru was given this significant place because without him we cannot gain the knowledge. So he used to bring light wherever there was a dark. So thus the people always felt necessity when there is a difficulty in solving issues or problems. To make a good relationship among the students and teachers, development of children characters is important. Okay. Next, what are the duties of students in Gurukul? The foremost thing was begging. So here students used to begging for his teachers in Gurukul. Begging is a certain educative values. Begging includes all educative values. Why they are begging? Yeah, come let's see. It produces a students a spirit and humanity and renation andre rebirth. So it makes egoless. Our ego na kadme ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. Helps him to complete the organization of personality and deeper loyalty to the Gurukul system. They'll surrender to the Gurukul system that I'm ready to learn everything what you teach. So I don't have an ego of I don't have a headlong of that I know everything. Not like that. They'll surrender through this begging. So sort of rituals and cultivation of impersonal relationship in life. It taught the student to feel how unattached he is in a ties. ಬಂಧನದಿಂದ ಅವನು ಹೇಗೆ ಹೊರಬರಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಬೆಗಿಂಗ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. The sense of independence that he have. So next was with sacred fires. Sacred fires helps him to complete the organization of personality and deeper loyalty to the Gurukul system. They'll surrender to the Gurukul system that I'm ready to learn everything what you teach. So I don't have an ego of I don't have a headlong of that I know everything. Not like that. They'll surrender through this begging. So sort of rituals and cultivation of impersonal relationship in life. It taught the student to feel how unattached he is in a ties. ಬಂಧನದಿಂದ ಅವನು ಹೇಗೆ ಹೊರಬರಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಬೆಗಿಂಗ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. The sense of independence that he have. So next was with sacred fires. Sacred fires is nothing but the student will go to the fire. The student will go to the forest and cut the cut and collect the fuel. Like they'll get ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಕಟ್ಟಿಗೆಗಳನ್ನ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾರೆ. they'll cut and collect the fuel and ಗುರುಕುಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ sacred fire ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಆಚರಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, which is also known as worship of Agni, by offering the objects much spiritually and cultural significance. It is also known as the Agni Hotri ceremony, was performed in Gurukul to enable the student to understand the reality of religion in form of sacrifice. Agriculture, animal husbandry and all the arrangement of Gurukul was done by the student. So disciplined life ಹೇಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಗುರುಕುಲಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, the entire thing is totally based on discipline ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಗುರುಕುಲ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ everything is based on discipline. Discipline leads to the control over the senses. Control over the senses in 5 sense organs that you have. ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪರ್ಶ, ಶ್ರಾವ್ಯ, ಮತ್ತೆ ನೋಟ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಮೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ and taste buds. So this is the 5 sense organs ಮೇಲೆ you have a control. So self control ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Self discipline was considered as a best discipline. Discipline includes early rise, ಬೇಗ ಎದ್ದೇಳೋದು, ಪ್ರೇಯರ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಕೋಡ್ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡೋದು, having food in the correct time and sleep, bath. It obtained the physical purity and intimately connected with mental purity. And the next one was how in women education happens in Vedic period. Vedic period ಅಲ್ಲಿ women education ಗೆ same and equal prominent as men ಇತ್ತು. For girls also Upanayan ceremony ಇತ್ತು. So was performed and after that their education begins. Were also required to lead a life in the same thing the girls also happen. ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಗುರುಗಳ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಹೋಗಿ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ನ ಕಲಿತಾ ಇದ್ರು. They used to study the Vedas and other religious philosophical books. So they were free in participating in religious and philosophical discourse. Many Sahitas of Rigveda was composed by women. Very important. In the mark ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, many Sahitas and Rigvedas was performed by women at that ancient time only. In the Gurukulas, gurus are treated male and female equally. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ discrimination ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ.